start that. But yeah. What's up, my Twitch chatters? How you guys doing? You guys got an early view of the stream today. I just literally forgot to turn on the YouTube live stream, but we're here now. See where my YouTube homies are at. But yeah, what's up, Ultra Excalibur and Michael? Good to see you. They have a hacked version where the game fucks itself. Yeah, correct. Dude, I've been doing that lately, actually. You have to, like, just walk up and do one of those. I don't know why that's so hard for me. Let me make a save state here. It doesn't respawn the egg, I don't think, when you make the save state. Let's find out. I'm on doing the buttons. There we go. Am I hyped for GTA 6? I mean, I'll play it. I don't know if hyped is the word I would use, but I'll play it. Okay, so you say you're right here, and then you turn flame charge. Dude, it's so hard. I don't know why it's so hard. For no reason, that's fucking really hard. You need a suboptimal flame charge jump is what it is. That's the trick about it. You need one of those. It's really like spin, flame charge, jump, and, you know, kind of have a nice delay with it. When you play these games a lot, you really start to get a feel for flame charge jumping. Just that little bit you need to delay sometimes. The actual inputs, and other times you need to do them really quickly. You got to have both those timings down. Now, that is annoying. I did that in my... Here, let's look at this again. Because my strat here is I just hold square down left. But sometimes I get kind of... yeah, I got to be careful. I got to really hold down left there to make sure I'm doing that right. But let's actually head back there. I don't think I have moon jump on these practice codes, but that's okay. I don't think we need that. Is GTA 6 really coming out? I don't know. I think it's being teased for like the millionth time again. So I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. Watching me to cut the time. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll definitely... What I'm thinking of maybe doing on the topic of like new PC gaming is I've been looking at like PC components today, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money or anything, obviously, but I did buy a new SSD today, which I've been using a hard drive to like make all my videos, or I write all my videos that I render to a hard drive, which is bad. Obviously, it would my video making process would be a lot faster if I had an SSD for that. I already run my actual computer on an SSD, but I just don't like store my videos on there. Or write that. What I could also do, well, I don't know. I should just get rid of the hard drive, just upgrade from that. That's gonna help me out a lot. So I ordered one of those today, just an SSD, a nice little DRAM cache 2 terabyte SSD, cheap one, or as cheap as they come, like $80 or something. But yeah, if I do want to play like a game like GTA 6 or something, let me practice this movement here, by the way. If I do want to play like GTA 6, I think what I want to do is bring my graphics card home from, because I'm going to be going to LA in December. Dude, I got to go back down here and make the save state. That's what I'm forgetting. I got to go back to LA in December. Oh my god, did I do this right? I'm like trying to do multiple things at once. Okay, there we go. And I have like a 3080, like an NVIDIA 3080, like a really nice graphics card there. So yeah, I'll just keep doing it like this. It's just sensible for me. Okay. Anyways, let's do the Sheila section. I need to look at this and then refer back to Vonnie.
Hey, Spyro, there are rhinox.
Yeah, but I think between upgrading my storage a little bit, and upgrading my graphics card, I think I'll be in a pretty good position with my current computer rig. I can just bring my graphics card home, you know, it's not like not like anyone is using my fancy computer at home, so I might as well just grab it. Yeah, well, see, time travel, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, oh, yeah, like, I have, like, hard drives, like, for storage on all my computers, but it's really an antiquated way of doing things, because even if you're like me and you make a lot of, like, video content, and you have, like, you need, like, some storage, you really don't need more than, like, a separate drive's worth of, like, 2 terabytes, even if you're me, because it's, like, even whether it's 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes, 6 terabytes, at the end of the day, once it fills up, you know, with OBS recordings and whatnot, you know, video projects and whatnot, is eventually you're gonna have to clean it out. You know, it's like you could try to keep like, okay, so I make videos, so let me get like a 12 gig hard drive, or pardon me, 12 terabyte hard drive, you know, but it's like you know, you're gonna end up cleaning it out eventually. So it's like you might as well just, for me in my case, I might as well just go with a 2 terabyte. Whether it's 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte, it's like there always comes a once in like a blue moon. I gotta just highlight every OBS recording from like last year till now, you know, except for a couple of the most recent ones, and then just delete that bitch, you know. So what I should do though, on the topic of like long-term storage, like, because if I want to like I've thought about this, like if I want to store my entire YouTube channel like on a drive perhaps, well, my YouTube channel is really big, like as in like it has a lot of video data on it. Like most of my videos are over an hour long, and I have like over 400 or something like that. I have like a shit ton of videos. So it doesn't make sense for me to store that on a hard drive. It would make more sense to like do like a cloud storage like syncing option, I think. I'd have to look into that though. But at the end of the day, it's like whatever, dude. I don't fucking... They want to delete my YouTube, I'll be sad, but you cannot stop me. But I don't see my YouTube channel getting deleted anytime soon. But then again, that's like kind of foolhardy at the same time. It's kind of like, oh, well, you never know. But I think there are like cloud storage syncing options for that. And that's the only type of like mass storage that I really need, like beyond 2 terabytes. So even for me, like making videos casually of my runs and having all these OBS recordings and stuff. So it makes more sense for me to have just 2 SSDs, have like a boot drive SSD with like my basic programs on there, and then my actual like secondary SSD with DRAM for. What the fuck are you talking about? Rager, welcome. Shiba Car. Oh, okay. I can answer it now. Because I couldn't answer it before because I was like, dude, I hadn't nutted for like 2 days, and I'm like, dude, I cannot think about this right now. I need to focus. I was like on a run. I was like, I need to focus. don't make me think about this right now. Okay. But now I can think about it because I'm not doing shit. Guys, this is a really chill day today, by the way. Side note, if you're just getting here, thanks for popping in on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. But yeah, Elora, Sheila, Carmelita, okay, I'm gonna rank them in order from least fuckable to most fuckable. All right, Sheila is at the bottom. All right, Sheila is least fuckable. She is a kangaroo. She's not even a humanoid. I think to be attracted to Sheila is borderline bestiality. So Sheila's at the bottom. Carmelita, now the other characters here have a humanoid shape, so I'm gonna say well, this is a tough one. I'm gonna put Bianca in 3, and I know that might piss some of you guys off, but you know, I like them thick. You know, I'm just gonna put it like that. All right, Elora after that, and then I'm gonna put Carmelita at the top because she got like the Latina thing going on. She got the big booty. All right, you know what I'm saying? So there you go. There's the real answer there. I get told tier list, top 4 iconic PlayStation babes, furry babes. Are you happy, Rager? I'm sure this is all you've ever wanted. Dude, I don't gotta worry about this cleanup, do I? I should. I came in here to worry about this cleanup, so let's worry about it. Oh, is Yogi Bear on there as well? Oh yeah, I missed Yogi Bear. He's gotta be at the top. He's just a funny guy. You know what they say? Girls always say this, is if you're funny, I don't care how ugly you are. If you're funny, I'll fuck you. You know? A lot of girls will say that. A lot of guys will say that too, not just girls. So Yogi Bear's going at the top. True. Yeah, right? Am I not right? God, what was that fucking animation that someone posted on Twitter a while back? That was like a total like it was like Yogi Bear, but it was like nuclear launch codes or something. It's like, oh, what are you doing, Yogi? He's like, oh, I have like an underground missile silo. It like shows them blowing up the like, I don't know. You guys remember what I'm talking about? All right, anyways, let me save state. Let me reload the gems, and then let me reload the save state. And then let me watch Vonnie, see how he does this cleanup, because I'm always curious about this cleanup whenever I get to him. Like, how do you optimally do this? So let's watch Vonnie. Which, by the way, I haven't even watched his new PB in full at all yet. Today might be a great day to just do some watching, actually. Just watch party, you know? Here, let me put this shit out the way. Oops, wrong video. There we go. Okay, go back. Yeah, I gotta look at subs. We're definitely gonna look at subs today. You can't have a Spyro 3 practice day without the subs. And by the way, why is my, looks like my chat down here isn't showing much. Or maybe it is. Maybe it, like, goes away after a while. Oh. Okay, okay, we're here. So we gotta go forward to... there. Okay, let's see how he does this. Oh, he hits it and then hits those. Yeah, I like that. I like that, because then you don't have to wait for the red to pop out and, like, turn around for it at the end. This makes sense. What I was doing before was to try to get the 2 doubles and then hit it. It makes more sense to do it this way. Let me try that. Subs for subs day. Love to hear that, Lozzie. Thank you so much. Pardon me, Taro. Thank you for the gift. Sorry, I had to like refresh it to see. Thank you, Taro. Do 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 do. Sorry, I'm like looking at some settings right now. I've been consistently having trouble with stream elements being slow as fuck. So what I might do is, instead of using the pop-out activity feed, I might use the actual browser tab itself, see if that's any faster. It was fine for Rager's thing earlier. So, 2 actual full-on browser tabs here. See if that's any better. The only annoying thing about it is that it like takes up, it's hard to like cut it off correctly. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. I can see it well enough right now. Okay, what's up, Lantris and Lozzie? You can't spam the beautiful billies? Why not? Where the billies at? Oh yeah, because my fucking chat will die on screen. If anyone has like a recommendation for a different like restreaming app I could use, it appears the only way to do like a multi-chat at once is to use the Restream app. That's the only way I know how to do it. It's like called, that's like the name of the brand, is like Restream. But if anyone has any other ideas, I've tried Chatty and Chatterino. I don't think those chat clients have multi-stream options. But yeah, it's very sad seeing the billies not spinning right now. It definitely brings a tear to my eye, for sure. Right there. Yeah, whatever, that's good. I can see him on the Twitch chat though. Maybe I should just show just the Twitch chat on stream. I don't know. Speaking of which, what's up, Life Adio on YouTube? There's a good OBS plugin for it. Well, I do use an OBS plugin for streaming, but for streaming to YouTube, like what you're saying. But maybe I could find one for chat as well. Maybe that's what I need to do, Bluey. Because that's what I'm talking about, just the chat. Sorry I'm like taking so long to practice here. Like, get back there. Keep doing the wrong thing. Let's try this again. Getting the right drop down and hit here is like actually pretty tricky. Now jump on this instead of going for the other 2. There we go. Now we can just clean it up like that. Try that all again. What's up, Bandicoot? I do not know how to sing that. Oh man, it's just like hard to get the. You need the full momentum like going into those two boxes. It's kind of hard to get that right. Ah, the timing, not easy there. I missed the red. But yeah, what's up, Pablo? What's up, Bandicoot? Guys, it's gonna be just a very chill stream today. Oh, nice. Yeah, and then it's a lot easier like that. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm getting better at it. Okay, one more. And then just do the whole cleanup as well. Don't forget the red. Good. Oop, almost. Whatever. Another thing about Sheila's ground pound is you kind of have to be like really... You can do a short hop ground pound, but you really kind of want to mash triangle, I feel like. Or maybe not. Yeah, because if you try to time the triangle press, sometimes you'll miss it, I'm noticing. And, you know, you kind of want to be ballsy with the ground pounds, you know? Obviously, you don't want to do one from, like, all the way up here if you don't have to. Yeah, I gotta work on her L canceling. At the same time, though, especially with boxes like that one, if you try to do it too quickly, like, you'll hit the side of it. You really want to be, like, over the box, you know? So it's kind of a tricky timing to get right, to actually do quickly. Ugh. Oh, the box is still exploded. I think I get the idea here, though. I'm about to move on. I forgot how to do it. It's like, man. I'm gonna go back a little further, actually. From like right here. Yeah, you have to really, like, pull back there. Whatever. Get me out of here. Okay, I don't really need to work on any of this movement. I'm gonna head straight to the skateboarding. I wish I had moon jump. I still can't believe I did a whole Crash 2 run yesterday. Oh, there's a car alarm going off. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise?
Thank you for rescuing
Dude, it's so funny. There was like an alarm going off right at the start of that Crash 2 run as well. You couldn't hear it on the stream, but I actually added the sound back in post. It's the Google like timer when you go on Google and you just like look up timer. The noise it makes is like this little beep, 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 beep. And so right when I like started the timer, it was like beep, beep, because it was counting down until the race started for people. I didn't realize it would like, I thought I closed it, but I didn't. So yeah. Definitely making me a little flustered at the start. You know what I should have worked on there actually? When I come out of this skateboarding, hold on. Let's watch Vonnie's skateboarding real quick. Let's do that. And then let's work on the movement in the area up to this after. Okay, let's watch Vonnie's skateboarding. Will we see more crash runs? I might do the same thing. Like, do like a little, maybe like a 3 or 4 day learning for Crash 3. I might even do just like another 2-day thing, like with Crash 3 as well. Honestly, even though it is kind of a longer run. So a thing to remember with this skateboarding, I think, is that, man, he gets really good angles on those backflips. Is speed. If you jump right when you land, you can like preserve some of your speed. But Vonnie isn't doing that everywhere here. No, he was lucky to get away with that. Maybe that's just how he does it, I don't know. But yeah, I have the basic strat here. I'm just trying to think a little bit more about it, the way I'm preserving speed here. But the way he's doing it is pretty standard. I think for me as well, this is like basically the exact same way I do it so far. Yeah, he really was. He didn't even turn right there, interestingly. Normally you're supposed to turn right there to grab the gems. But I'm so far from this video, I'm learning like don't do too much here, I think, is what I'm learning by watching this. Boo, 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 boo. Ooh, barely making that. Yeah, he actually is not jumping as much as I thought he would be. Okay, let's just do some lizards. And let's basically, he does the exact same strat that I do, essentially. I mean, not saying I found it or anything, just saying. But by jumping, you get to preserve more of that downward momentum. Or some of the whatever momentum on this. I'm already fucking up. Try that again. Let's grab a couple of these. Not able to grab all three there. Oop, missing those two. Oh! Barely hitting them. Keep it moving. Barely. These flames are... You can tell it's just a little sketchy right now. There we go. That was good.
Hey, that...
Did I ever try Social Stream Ninja? It's what you use to show both YouTube and Twitch chat. It works great.
All the lizards without wiping out and before...
Okay, no, I have not tried that one. The one that I'm using here is called Restream. Restream.io. So yeah, I'll try that one. Social Stream Ninja. I'll put the, let me do this monkeys first. I also left some gems, but that's okay. I'll put a little Google tab of that so I can look it up. Okay, that works. Oh my god, barely making that, actually. Playing it safe. Good.
Whoa, that...
Alright, there's a couple more gems I gotta clean up there, but that's fine. I definitely drank too much coffee today. My head fucking hurts. The coffee overload. I've had like 3 whole fucking like thermoses of this shit. Tastes good, man. What can I do? Yeah, let me put that in Google. Fucking, what's it called? Social Stream Ninja. Weird. Does it have any relation to the streamer? Let me just see on Google what it says. Yeah, no, it's a real website. Huh. Yeah, I'll try that one next. Yeah, I really do have to slow down with that coffee. Yeah, the restream chat is alright. It just could be better. So I just want to see if the social one is better. We'll see. Get me out of here. Oh, wait, you know what I want to practice? One more thing I want to practice here. Fuck coffee, go meth. Hey, maybe it'll give me less of it. It'll probably cure my headache if I go meth. I'm gonna run some ads here. What's going on here? I might switch over to Spyro 2 in a minute as well, but let me look at some other Spyro 3 stuff. First, let's look at this. Okay. Let's watch how Vonnie does this section here. Watch that movement one more time. You can like hear the enemy behind me or whatever. The chicken, maybe? Wow, wow. Watch this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that was troublesome for me before. It's not even hard, but you just gotta plan out the movement. I think it's because I keep trying to go to that top stair when I don't need to. Or the second from the top stair. Like, I only need to jump this. Vonnie only jumps on this one. I always go for this one, which is why I fuck it up. Yeah, that's like way better. Way better. Oops. The recovery. Yeah, you don't want to get too close with it. Keep it wide. Dude, it's genuinely hard not to bonk here. It depends what kind of coffee I drink. I drink a Folgers breakfast blend that I brew myself. Particularly not as strong as most coffee that you'll have out there. Drip coffee that you'll have. So I do drink it black. And it's just like, yeah, not so much on the strong side. I brew it kind of light. Not like crazy light, but just like kind of light. Good. I feel like you really get the aromatic, like, not to be too much of a bitch, like, what's the word? Not to sound too pretentious, but I really feel like you get the aromatics of the coffee a lot better when it's not like super fucking bitter, you know? Like, you get the actual flavor, like, it's like how, you know, with whiskey, sometimes they'll, I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes they'll mix like for whiskey tasting, you'll actually mix whiskey with a little bit of water, a little bit of tap water, and that will like, you know, in addition to like, you know, they got the special glass that like you put your nose in and then you shake it around, and part of that is you put a little bit of water in it as well, so you can like really bring out, like, taste everything, you know, instead of it just being like super bitter, like killing your taste buds, you know. Okay, get me out of this level. We need to go to a different level. Do I want to relearn the proxy route in Molten Crater? Let's just do it. Why not? I have to do this. Yeah, me and Dragonbird, we're on that Folgers breakfast blend life. It's good. Yeah, you can just add, that's another strat, like, that I'm sure Dragonbird knows this, is that, like, even if you had, like, a pot of coffee sitting there, like, for a couple hours, and it's, like, starting to taste like, you know, obviously it's not as good, like, as right when it's fresh. It's, like, it kind of cooled down, or maybe it's been on the burner for a while. It has, like, kind of that burnt taste, right? Cardboardy taste. Just throw a little bit of water in there, like, literally, like, Just throw a little bit of hot water from the sink, or, you know, add it into your mug and maybe heat it back up in the microwave if you need. It's gonna taste a million times better than just drinking it straight off the fucking thing, you know? That's the move. If you drink black coffee every day, you know these strats. Yeah, water definitely revives the shit. Do I flame this guy? I don't even remember how to do this. Or no, you just you don't even you don't even flame him. You just like jump. And then you have to let go of square precisely. Yeah, like that. I'm very close. I get the right. You gotta let go of square, like, and then like X and square perfectly, while still kind of maintaining upward momentum. I'm like too low, I think. Ooh, that's too high because I went over him. You need like something perfectly in between that. I might be jumping too early, maybe. Or too late. Like, my timing might be off a little. Ooh, that almost worked. Like, when the camera gets all like, whoa, like for a sec, that's when you know it almost worked. How do I feel about the Crash 2 time? Yeah, you thought it was amazing? Yeah, dude, me too. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, pretty proud of that run for 2 days of speedrunning. That's really good. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's a trash time. Like, let's not, you know, mince words here. Like, you know, a real speedrun of the game is like going to be in the at least sub but 1.5 hours. I'm like an hour off of like a good time still, but that's beside the point. That's like in my mind, that's like with really optimizing the spin dashing and the movement like a lot more, which was not really the goal of my run. My run was to just get through the game without getting too stuck. Like, just have like a really, really smooth playthrough of the game. That's really what I wanted. It wasn't even necessarily about like going super fast per se. And the thing about a game like any of the original Crash trilogy is like a lot of the levels you could like just take it slow, you know? You don't have to play it like super duper fast speedrunner style to just play it like smoothly, you know? Like a lot of stuff I was getting like first try, or maybe, you know, I would try to just like first try stuff just slowly, just, you know? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's going to save more time. Like, at my level, that's going to save more time than trying to optimize the movement. Dude, I cannot get this trick right now. Whatever. Fuck it. Let's go to a different level. Actually, before I go to a different level, let me practice the actual... This is going to be more useful. Let me practice the actual movement here. Hello. First of all, can I flame charge this guy? Yes, I can. I can just go up here and leave the guy. Yeah, this is how you do this shit. And then get up there. That is what you want. That is really hard to do, that whole section like that. There's a lot of really easy ways to bonk there. I did miss a gem as well. So go this way, ignore the guy. Like, just ignore everybody. You can grab those later with this routing. This is why it's like kind of smart not to go for the proxy, so that way it's like your movement is actually just genuinely cleaner. Yeah, so I try to charge jump this so I can really get up that. Let's keep going here. Oh, forgot to flame him. Try all this again. But yeah, if you really try to go for this proxy... Oh, there you go. Hold up. No, I didn't get high enough. So say you go for the proxy and fail it. Well, now you got to do this kind of thing. Don't try to fucking... I tried to double jump there like a fucking idiot. Damn, now I want to get... But see, you do the proxy and fail it, and then it's like, okay, let's keep going, you know? It's just like... It's just awkward, you know, for me. It's like, just do that. It's not a big deal, but it's just like, ugh, you know? It's an annoying way to, like, start the level, like, 80% of the time, right? Obviously, you can get, like, pretty consistent with it. This isn't a super-duper hard proxy. Like, you can get somewhat consistent with it, but... I don't know. I don't know if I want to even go, because then it's like, if you get it, then you have to reroute the whole level again, you know? So the benefit is that you skip money bags, but then you're going to, like, if you're me, you're going to lose more time than you save going for that proxy, even if you get it, you know? Unless I really, really practice that proxy, which I don't think I need to do that. I like that, jumping up the 2 stairs there. I'm trying to figure out a good way to kill this guy. It's kind of hard to figure out. Maybe hit him early and then like kind of turn here for that. Like that might be a move. But what seems to make the most sense, this is how I've been doing it, is I go up here, grab these, and then flame him. And then that way you can kind of like glide onto that first stair and hopefully not bonk your way up here. Which is like, doesn't always, that definitely does not go to according to plan most of the time. So I'm trying to figure out some other ways of doing it. Like that felt like a lot safer, but maybe it was slower, I don't know. Yeah, but the money bags hits at the end, I'm not tripping on. Like, I think it's an easy thing. That's like, the money bags hit at the end is not a big deal. Because, yeah, okay, so sure. So, okay, the route saves like a couple seconds, with depending on the execution, big time. And again, at my level, the execution is going to probably lose like at least a dozen seconds. Probably. Even if I... Look. This is the part that people don't get. It's like, even if I get the proxy well, like, I need to sit here and practice just, not even the proxy, but the proxy route, you know, from the Moneybags minigame to the end of the level. I need to do that, like, all day today, in order to even get it so that it is a time save. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not saying I can't do that, I'm just saying it's like, it's a lot of effort for not a lot of time save. And then, like, you know, and that, like, sure, you want to include the Moneybags hit at the end. Well, okay, if you want to go there about that, each Moneybags hit at the end of Midnight Mountain is 2 seconds. So, I believe the way it works is even if you pay one Moneybags, you still have to hit them twice, I think, is the way it works. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. So, even if you pay him twice, like, I have to cut out, like, more than just... Basically, I'm either trying to cut out every Moneybags payment, or just take like a couple. It's not a big deal. It's like you don't... It's hard when it's like, okay, let me get rid of this Moneybags payment, but then chances are like 99% of runs I'm gonna have to pay them once. So it's not like you're really even saving time there, you know, in Midnight Mountain. You understand what I'm saying? So when I pay Moneybags, I believe 3 times in this run, that's 3 hits at the end. And I think if you pay him once, say I cut out this Moneybag thing and I pay him once, I think I still have to hit him twice there at the end, don't you? I might be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is, right? So it's not like it's really a... I don't know. I'd have to get this. It's like if I'm really pulling strings about the Moneybags part in Midnight Mountain, then I have to also nail... Like, I have to nail this proxy and the Frozen Altars one. And then there's one more, I believe, that I have to nail. I forgot where it is, though. Which, like, I could try to go for that, and, like, definitely a lot of runners do go for that, but it's, like, it's smarter, I feel like, for me not to really be worrying about that. Because the thing, here's with the Frozen Altars proxy as well now, if we're going to be talking Moneybags skipping, is with the Frozen Altars proxy, there's different levels to it. Is that it's, like, the way I go for it in runs now, just collects the 3 reds, but continues the basic route. However, if you do it like Nitroff does it, then you're like, again, you're doing something similar to this level where you're rerouting the whole thing from the end forward. So it's just a lot of eggs to put into one basket of like very little possible time save, you know. Very little possible time save and a lot of chances to like not get it, you know. So it's like it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me for me to go for it. If I'm like top level runner, then it's a different story, but I'm not there yet, and I don't really think it's necessary at all. Even at a top level, like most runs are not gonna skip every Moneybags payment. So like, what even is the point about like pulling strings about that? You know. It's hard to do this part right. The pig is in purgatory where its fate is to die over. It's true. Yeah, I have the wrong game on. I am going to switch to Spyro 2 in a minute, so it's not technically wrong. It's technically wrong, but I'm going to fix it by switching games in a minute. I'm just doing a little bit of practice in this game and a little bit of practice in that game today and seeing kind of which one I want to grind, you know? I'm still kind of on the fence about like, all right, what game am I trying to grind right now? Yeah, so it's like when you factor in all those like factors about like doing proxy routes in these levels in 117%, it makes for an equation that in my opinion is just really not worth it. Yes, it's cool if you can do all of it, but even if you're good at all of the proxy routing and money bag skipping and stuff, it's still generally like not worth it on like a run-to-run basis, I feel like. Unless you're just like balling like that. Unless you're crazy consistent and extremely well practiced on the proxy routes, which I get the feeling that most people going for them aren't, personally. Not to throw shade or anything, but you know. I'm just saying they're just hard. It's just hard to do it right. You know, do everything perfectly right, you know. But yeah, Gridgrog, thank you for the sub and appreciate the good vibes as well. Let me focus in here. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to hit this guy early, the fat guy up here. I want to try to see if I hit him early or later is what I'm trying to figure out here. Because I could do that and make that part a lot more consistent movement-wise. Like, that wasn't bad, but technically the fastest way to do this, I think, is to do what I was doing originally, which is this. That. I mean, they're both cool, but obviously the latter is, like, going to be more chances for bonking. Tough. Let's try the rest of the level as well. Let's not get too stuck on this. See, it's like really easy to miss his gem like that. I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Dilly Z. I'm running out of money. No, it's just my hacked version of the game that does that. It's just a weird visual artifact. I'm a hacker. That's why I'm losing all my money. See, like, look how inconsistent this is. Like, I got it I get it like 1 out of 10 attempts, this, like, little route. Oh, you see what I'm saying? It's like, ooh. All right, let me try it the other way now. Yeah, like hit him earlier. Like hit him right away. I gotta remember that. Just hit him right away. And turn into the gem. Dude, but then it's like, oh, grab the gem. Where is it? The gem didn't even respawn. Can someone tell you how to play this game full on PC or Android? If you want to play on Android, I don't know. But if you want to play on PC, download an emulator. Look up this emulator. Look that up, DuckStation, and then install that on your computer. And yeah, you can play with keyboard or you can plug in a controller if you want. But it's called an emulator. Basically, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. Ugh, hate when that happens. But yeah, look up DuckStation emulator setup or something on Google. You should see some videos like helping you out. EPSXE is on Android? I didn't even know that. EPSXE is like the oldest emulator. See, now I'm getting the strat again. That's like the oldest PlayStation 1 emulator out there. So most people recommend others if you can handle... I don't know about Android, but on desktop, most people would recommend something like DuckStation, which is more modern and gets updates and stuff, unlike EPSXE. I've used like pretty much all of them at this point for different purposes. And, you know, it's just whatever works. Whatever works for you. I mean, I'm not judging. Yeah, EPSXE has bad input delay compared to other emulators. DuckStation has better input delay from what I understand. It's not the most super noticeable thing to me because, like, to me they all... Like, even DuckStation compared to console has worse input delay, so it's all, like, pretty dog shit to me. So I'm like, you know, I play on a nice CRT and console and stuff, so I don't, you know. So emulator, any emulator is going to have bad input delay for my taste, you know. But yeah. Apparently DuckStation's input delay is better than others. BizHawk has pretty terrible input delay. I have to use BizHawk for some things. Oops. I have to use BizHawk for some things, like using the Spyro scope, for example. So, yeah, that's an annoying one. If your controller unplugs on BizHawk, you have to, like, fully remap it and stuff. It's fucking super annoying. Not very user-friendly. I know John uses some people use Mednafin, which doesn't just do PlayStation 1, but it does like a bunch of different consoles. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out how to do this part right. I mean, I think like the strat is that you hit the fucking guy. Like that was like an easy strat, like that I just did there. Like, you kind of wait for him. But the real strat is you grab this and get him off screen so that way you can like run back into him. But that requires a little bit of careful camera work there in order to do. Yeah, first of all, you have to remember not to flame charge this box. Secondly, you gotta run away quick. Yeah, I don't know. So it's like, I don't know if it's worth it to do that or to just kill the box and the guy right away, which saves time, but also like wait for the dude. It's a trade-off in the wait. So do that. And then like the thing is I've been doing that and it's easy to miss him like that. Let me see if I can flame charge him like that. But it's like, you see how you have to wait for him? If I don't wait for him, then it's fucked because he gets behind me. Yeah, and then that happens. It's like, so maybe I should just do the actual real strat here, which is not flame charging the basket and turning the camera. Yeah, that's good. Actually, counterintuitively, you want to be facing more left there on the approach. Because then you won't be looking, you'll only just glance at the pig. You won't be like looking at him on the approach. Oh, and then that still worked out. Okay, nice. Because you can sideswipe the pig, but the other thing, the thing we're trying to avoid is bonking into the pig. Because look, if you go head on into a pig, you'll bonk him, but, you know, depending on stuff, you can sideswipe him. True with a lot of enemies in this game. Dino Mines has like those types of enemies as well, which are really fucking annoying. See, and then because it's like, all right, well, if he's already running towards me like that, then I want to sideswipe him, but then he gets behind you and you can't fucking sideswipe him, and it's just like, ugh. It's a really annoying enemy. Good. That's exactly what we wanted, where he doesn't even see us at all. Yeah, no problem, Ivan. What's up, Piggy? Welcome. Good to see you. Duck Station has run ahead, which renders every possible frame before a button. Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, I don't even know if I had that selected, Chungo, like the run ahead. Maybe it was like an option, like when I was playing Duck Station. I don't know if that's on by default. Maybe you would know. What's up, Slambo? I mean, any emulator's fine, though. I mean, some are better than others, but if you're a real bitch like me, you just play on console. Like, that's just what it is. If you're a real, like, all right, it needs to be like exactly perfect, like, game. Well, hello, there's a way to do that. It's called buy the fucking game and play it. You know, it's called let's fucking stop trying to fucking simulate that, literally emulate the game. Let's just, you know, we have the technology to just play the game, you know, so why not? But a lot of people are really stuck on the emulator thing. I think it's like, you know, it's on one end, it's like, oh, you know, I can't afford a console or I can't have access, and that's one thing I'm not even going to comment on, but I think also, I think another like layer to it is that I think people just get, if they're coming back to this game and they're starting to relearn it and they just get an emulator because it's like the most accessible thing, I feel like it's easy to just stay there, just stay on emulator, you know? It's not like a bad thing that, you know, but I just feel like that's what, when I see like a lot of people do that. It's like, all right, well, I don't have a console. I don't feel like buying a console, you know, so I'm just going to do emulator. And then it's like, all right, well, now I'm an emulator player, so forget console, you know? Forget playing on a fucking console. But they, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to play a game for like hundreds of hours, like, you want to play on a version that is like, that feels good to play. I don't know, like, I guess, I don't know. Maybe like I'm just being like, I'm assuming that emulator like always sucks, but just, it's like in my experience, it's like, you just can't beat playing this game with like a PlayStation controller on a PlayStation console on a big CRT with minimal input delay, but bright, you know, vivid buzzing colors in your face. Like, you can't beat that. I'm sorry, you just can't beat that. That's my opinion, that you're just never gonna. And so with that opinion in mind, it's like, how is an emulator like ever a smart choice? You know, it's like, it's hard for me to see the emulator perspective. But of course, like, that's not everyone shares that opinion, obviously, so you know what I mean? Or maybe if you share that opinion, like, you live somewhere where it's hard to do it, you know? Like PAL region. Laura was telling me getting like a CRT in that could do like NTSC games in Europe is like a fucking nightmare. Because I believe you can, I mean, I'm not sure, like, because I believe if you run, like, a PAL game on a NTSC CRT, like, I think it's fine, right? Like if you, like, for example, if you region unlock, like, if I were to region unlock my PS2 and then run, like, a PAL copy of one of these games, it wouldn't look all flickery, I don't think, right? But then if you're trying to play, like, the vanilla, if you do the same thing the other way around, does it cause a flicker? I don't think so. I don't know. I've never tried it. If you have like a PAL console and then you region unlock it to play NTSC, does that like look fucked on a PAL CRT? I don't know. Or vice versa. If you don't have the money for a capture card, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's a question of accessibility, I'm not even gonna argue with that. Like, look, you know, you don't want to buy or set up or spend all this time doing all that. Like, like that's respectable. Like, I'm not gonna judge that. You like RetroTink plus monitor? Yeah, I mean, hey. Dude, I struggle to find, Claxy, I struggle to find, like, a good upscaler monitor setup. Sometimes if I really fuck with it, like, the times I've gone to, like, marathons and stuff and, like, tried to practice Spyro on, like, LCD and stuff, it's, like, usually, like, at a speedrun marathon, they'll have all sorts of different upscalers and monitors that you can try. And I find that I have to try, like, multiple ones to find one that's actually, like, somewhat, like the ideal input delay, because even with like a good upscale, like a RetroTink or an OSSC and a monitor, and you got to like mess with the settings on the monitor and the OSSC, like it's not always like it's same thing true on the CRT as well, but like, yeah, I mean, I think no matter your setup, it takes a lot of finagling to actually make it be like literally as good as possible. And then that's not even talking about like the controller and shit as well, right? Because this controller is like super worn in. Sure, I'm playing on console, but this controller is worn in as hell. So it's just not gonna like, it's not gonna have the same level of sensitivity and response as like a newer controller would. So like it'll be fine. Like all of this shit I'm saying is like fine. It's all like playable. It's just the question is like, is it literally perfect? Like when you're going for world record, this is stuff that I like really racked my brain about. Because I was going for world record in Spyro 120%. I needed like every little frame of advantage I could get, you know? And so that kind of led me down this road of like really testing out a bunch of different setups, like side by side, different CRTs, different monitors with like upscalers, settings. And I found that even amongst CRTs, like there's variance between input delay amongst consoles and controllers. It's not that the literal input delay is different, but it's that the perceived delay is different based on things like wear and tear, you know? So there's just a lot of factors that go into like really optimizing a setup, I feel like, or just having one that you like. You know, if you're like me, you know, it's like you just start to get kind of picky after a while. Once you know what I feel, this is the one thing I want to tell you guys is that a lot of you guys, I'm sorry to inform you, even amongst the speedrunners amongst you guys, I'm sorry to inform you that you might think your setup is good, but chances are it's actually suboptimal. I'm just, you know, and maybe you don't care, and that's fine. Like, you shouldn't care, truth be told. It's probably fine. Like, it's close enough, right? Like, it doesn't have to be literally perfect, right? Even Emulator, which is, like, obviously not, like, perfect, it's fine, you know? But, even with something that's a little better than Emulator, it's, like, those little, you know, tiny, like, 50 milliseconds of difference of feel just from different things like your controller, the monitor, the settings of the fucking upscaler, all that shit. I wish you guys could feel the difference between all those things, like have the chance. I'm in a lucky position that I had a chance to try a lot of different setups and kind of see what I like. Most people, as getting back to the accessibility thing, most people don't even have the resources to try one CRT setup, to try one monitor, like nice, like good refresh rate monitor with a nice upscaler type of setup, So I wish you guys could have the experience that I do with this stuff. To really know what you like, if you're picky. Another thing is I play these games every day, so I'm like, that's another thing. Is if you're not playing the games every day, you're not gonna notice the differences that the minute differences that I'm talking about here. So there's just levels to the whole thing, I guess. I'm gonna refresh my. Speaking of which, I'm gonna refresh my capture card, and also I'm gonna go pee. But it's just an interesting rabbit hole, I think, optimizing retro gameplay and footage and output and stuff like that. It's like a whole, it's like, I feel like it's a whole rabbit hole. It's a whole hobby, trying to play a retro game like in perfect graphical and input delay fidelity. It's a real complex challenge with a lot of variables. I'm gonna go pee and I'll be right back. Oh my god. Guys, Sarah is like roasting tomatoes and onions and garlic confit, and she's like blending it up, right? She's making a homemade tomato soup, which if you've never had homemade roasted tomato soup, it is literally one of the best foods in the world. I highly recommend. Nothing like the tomato soup that comes out of like a can or anything like that. It's not like Campbell's, it's like real, it's like a different color, it's not even red. It's like fucking like, it turns like orange with all the blended vegetables and stuff. So delicious, man. So yeah, I just stepped out of the bathroom. It smells like a fucking... It literally... This might sound like an insult, but it's actually a compliment. It smells like a Subway when I walk out, because all the vegetables and like fresh, like smelling... I don't know. That's a compliment, dude. If your kitchen smells like a fast food restaurant, that may sound like an insult at a glance, but dude, they engineer fast food restaurants to smell good. They like literally spray the restaurants with like special like shit so that way it makes you hungry, you know? Like, they use special cleaners just so that, you know, just that you're like, yummy. Yummy burger. Yeah, Subways? Most Subways smell pretty good, actually. Unless it's like connected to a gas station or something. I'm gonna exit this. Let's work on some subs. Subbity subs. Midday Gardens. We're gonna go to Evening Lake. Lost Fleet. Let's do some Lost Fleet. Yeah, nothing against the gas station subways, but in general, they are not of the same quality as standalone, which is fine. I mean, they vary a lot. Sometimes a standalone subway is garbage, and sometimes gas station ones are good. The last subway I went to actually was a gas station one when I was driving home from Arizona when I went to go see Saboom. And that one actually really had like a crazy like rebranding. Like Subway's kind of been going through a brand crisis lately, I feel like. Because they've been trying to, like, the menu I saw was, like, really trying to have, like, show, like, oh, yeah, we got all these fancy, like, newer meats and subs and stuff. Like, they had Capicola. What Subway has Capicola? That's, like, a nice fucking meat, you know? And so it was crazy, like, because it was, like, a really jarring experience because it's, like, it's a Subway in a gas station trying to act all fancy and shit. Like, oh, we got really nice meats here now. There's actually there's, like, a quality sandwich shop now. Like, okay, bro, chill. Like, and then also, when I was there was flies everywhere. Like, there was, like, literal, like, there's, like, 6 flies, like, flying around the food area, but I was so hungry. Like, it was on a random gas station, like, for miles, there was nothing. So I was like, well, like, I'm eating this, you know, I don't have a choice, right? Not like there was, like, a, you know, a fast food place I can go to down the street or something. So it was, like, a really funny dichotomy of, like, oh, this is a nice sandwich shop, but actually this is a horrible sandwich shop. That's, like, the Subway experience. Ew, I know, ew, but hey, I mean, look, dude, it was open, it was fun. There was a huge line for it, actually. Because that's what everyone else was thinking. It was like, look, I could either get, the, like, actual fresh vegetables that maybe have flies buzzing around them, but they're still fresh vegetables. Or I could have, like, the world's most processed, like, gas station, like, biscuit, burrito, whatever, sausage thing. It's like, one of those things is objectively grosser than the other. And I'm telling you, it's not the Subway. I need to practice this. Dude, I'm always so close with it. Jumping too early. Ooh-doo-doo. Can I just, like, start from right here? Does this work? Like, I don't, like, need to, like, set up from, like, back there. I can just set up from against the wall. That would save me time on attempts. I feel like this is not the move. Oh, actually, hold on. If you just charge, like, you can just charge against the wall. Like, for like, a split second. No, not like that. You need a full hop is the thing. Because there's different, like, sizes of charge jumps, we'd call them. This would be, like, a short charge jump, and then this is, like, a tall charge. Obviously, you want the tall one there. But the thing about the tall one is you have to hold X for longer, and if you hold X for longer, you're more likely to, like... Ideally, this is such weird, like, controllerness here, because ideally I hold X this entire time, like, ideally. But the thing about it is that the sooner you let go of square, then the sooner you flop, which, like, if you let go of square right away, like, I don't think that works, right? Like, you have to be very careful about the way you slide your finger off it. It's very rare that you need to hold X and then, like, let go of square, like, correctly like this. This is just, like, weird, like, movement. I know I'm kind of overthinking it a little bit, but it's just weird. There you go. Yeah, I think it's just more consistent for me to just do the full run up. Now we're getting it. The other thing is you gotta, like, flop, like, kind of curve it to the left. That's part of the trick. You gotta aim for the seam and then flop to the left. And not bonk. There we go. It's not hard, but it is hard to do first try. Too far left there. Dude, really? Look at this guy, man. I'm gonna practice these guys, actually. I'm gonna start from down here again. Try all that one more time. Dude, my head also hurts, by the way. I'm not gonna be able to stream for super long, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I smoked too much weed and drank too much coffee today. But good thing I'm not doing a run. I think I'm gonna do a Spyro 3 run tomorrow. I'm not even gonna practice Spyro 2 today. I will take a day to practice Spyro 2, but not today. Tomorrow, I'm just kind of on a bit of a Spyro 3 kick right now. I feel like the Spyro 2 race is coming up next week, and I do want to take like most of that week to work on that. But for now, while I do have some time on my hands, like let's do a little Spyro 3 grind, you know, in a couple days, and then switch to Spyro 2 once it feels right. Once I get maybe once I get a PB even, who knows? It'd be nice to get a Spyro 3 PB. I might not make this. We're good. Alright, let's work on the subs. What tricks can be taken from the task? I mean, there's a lot. You want me to like tell you something specifically? I think the task does like different subs here than what Vonnie does, but Vonnie does, in my opinion, he does the best to sub strats. Like, take a look at this. Like, I'm not so focused on taking things from the task as I am taking things from other players, you know? Because it's just more doable this way. It's not that things from the task can't be implemented, it's just that I'd rather do it, you know, this just makes more sense to me. I feel like the strats I'm learning here, especially with these subs, are like plenty enough of like a high level thing that I don't need to like... Oh, it's just not hard enough, you know? It's like, gotta look at the task now, you know? You know, to each their own. When you're learning this game, you could practice from the task, you know? Like, there's no diss about that. But this is how I'm doing it. Oh, he really pushes against the thing there. What a strat. I am familiar with these subs. You can actually double hit them there, but he goes for a snipe. Goes for the... Man, these subs are crazy, man. I think it's this last one here. Wow! I didn't even know about that last snipe right there. I always fuck that up. Yeah, I don't even get far enough to go for that. But what I could do is I could leave, like, one of them. Let me watch this again. I need to exit and re-enter fully, by the way. So that way I get the full cycle right. And turn it around here and get him. Wow. So insane. So insane. Let's try it. Subs 2 has also said, we're going to look at it, Lucidark. We're going to look at it. You believe me? Do you believe that? Believe that, Lucidark. We will also look at subs 2. Alright, here we go. Missed it. Perfect. Got to turn hard here. Oh, I forgot to shoot the first guy. Let's try again. I'm gonna set my spawn point. I guess I just have to turn around every time. I can't set the spawn point back here. I have to just take it in the ass. Every time I have to do this. But it's fine.
These here waters.
These here waters. Oop, dude, I keep fucking missing that. Almost. Keep it moving. Okay, I missed one of them. Hold on, let me see if I can get this quick shot here. I doubt it. Oh, yeah, dude, maybe I can, actually. Maybe I can get that. Even if I fuck up some of the subs in the middle section, like, maybe I can still get that strat right there. I'm just gonna try it just straight up from the spawn point. Ooh, almost. Go for this. Go for this. Okay, perfect shots right there. Now get this. Okay, almost had it. Oh, he is low that time if you actually go fast there.
These here waters
What?
used to be my favorite
That's
diving
good.
spot.
It's really
But
hot,
I
but I'll
can't
leave
get
this for
any
you to try.
loot
Let me know
with
if
these
it
subs
anything.
patrolling
Yeah,
around.
can you bring me some
Think you
toasted
can
bread
pilot
together?
this here sub I
Yeah.
bought for scrap?
Recommend using MC2 SIO, which is a memory card instead of a USB stick, as a way to get the practice mounted. Okay, now why are you recommending this to me? Is it like different than what I'm doing here? Yeah, I understand that using different forms of soft modding incurs less lag, but the only lag that is, I feel like, relevant in terms of this discussion are the lag spikes that happen on USB, which are annoying, but they're not like common enough for me to really care. I think in general, if I'm gonna switch like my form of soft modding, I'm gonna need like a little bit more incentive than that, you know. And also, another thing that I learned recently, I don't know if this applies to Spyro 3, but I learned something about Spyro 2, is if you play on the practice codes of Spyro 2, no matter whether it's USB or a hard drive or whatever, is that the enemies behave differently on the practice codes for Spyro 2. Now, maybe that applies to Spyro 3 as well, but it's not exactly true to the original game in that sense when you're practicing for a speedrun. So I'm not going to worry too hard about it. But yeah.
Alrighty then.
Like if like what you're saying about like oh, it's faster than USB, if it makes it more, if it's more like the vanilla game, like verifiably, dude, where are these? Where'd they all go? Oh, I think it's because I just was there. If it's like, if what I'm doing is not like the real game and that is more like the real game, in terms of, very specifically in terms of enemy cycles on respawns and save states, like unless someone who's tested that can like tell me that, attest to that, unless someone who's tested that can attest to that, then I'm not really willing to switch, because it's a mega pain in the ass, Chungo. Like you gotta give me that. You gotta admit, like, okay, let me switch from this annoying took me forever version of soft modding to another annoying took me forever, you know. And don't even come to me with the, oh, but it's so easy. Don't even come to me with that, all right? Maybe for you.
It's the bread.
Oh, thank you, babe. Appreciate it.
Let me know how it is. I tried it again.
I'm gonna eat some of this. I guess this is food review. This is the soup here.
We made this a year ago. I didn't follow the recipe like exactly in
Oh yeah.
with the ingredients I did. I just didn't measure everything. I followed it based on the video. Good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Really good.
You want me to get grilled cheese, or are you good with bread?
Grilled cheese would be good, and you can toast it even more.
I just threw that.
Yeah, thanks, babe. What's up, Dylan? Guys, this tomato soup. Sarah just made homemade tomato soup. Really good. No more YouTube chats? No. I mean, yes. No, yeah, no, the YouTube chats are there. YouTube chats are there. There's botched. The soup has been in the freezer? No. No, it hasn't. Tomato soup is one of those things. I mentioned this earlier, but tomato soup is one of those things that is a very different product fresh than it is from a can. Like chicken soup, like the canned product with chicken soup, like chicken noodle soup, for example, the canned product like resembles the real product, you know? Like, sure, they're still different. Like, obviously, fresh chicken soup tastes better, but at least the canned product resembles the real one. With tomato soup, the canned product is an entirely different product from like a fresh one. A lot of that has to do with just like roasting and blending vegetables, like just creates a much different chemical thing, you know, than like a preserved, like literal, like tomato sauce dominant, like that. It's not like tomato sauce. It's like more like orange, thick, blended roasted vegetable soup. It's more like a blended roasted vegetable soup than it is a tomato soup.
Used to be my...
You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, well, we used, actually, it's funny you mentioned that, but we used Romas on our fresh thing.
These here waters
It doesn't matter what kind of what kind of tomatoes you use in a real tomato soup, as long as you excuse me, as long as you roast them. I feel like the quality of like a tomato, like whether you're using like heirloom or Roma or cherry, like sure there's different qualities to them, but by the time you roast them down in the oven, like it's gonna get harder and harder to detect those like nuances in flavor. Nice, I actually hit that. I'm actually not doing this terribly. Hold on. Wait, no, don't blow this guy up. Weird question, but you want to hear my opinion on the matter. What drives me to keep speedrunning? Keeping content aside. Okay, so just talking about the act of speedrunning and not like making videos or live streaming or any of that. Even when I don't think I'm worth it or just feel a false sense of accomplishment. So yeah, just on the core hobby of speedrunning, it's a great question, and I'm happy to answer it. I think just about the core hobby of speedrunning, what keeps me doing it, hold on, let me see the second part of that question again. Even when I don't think I'm worth it or just feel a false sense of accomplishment. You know, that second part of the question is really loaded, because it's like, it's assuming that, like, you know, the false sense of accomplishment part. Like, take my Crash PB from yesterday. Like, that was a very real sense of accomplishment for me to get a 2.5 hour time in that game. Now, on one end, that time is still dog shit, and it's like a false sense of accomplishment, like as you say. But on the other hand, it's like I had only been going for 2 days, and I basically followed the route to a T and didn't die too much, and that was a very real sense of accomplishment. So I think it's a matter of how you look at yourself. In speedrunning, there's a lot of negative reinforcement. There's a lot of self-critical like mindsets that kind of come up, and if you're like a naturally depressive person or a naturally self-critical person, like in my case, it can lead you down a really negative mental path. This hobby. And it will really wear on you day after day of just like, man, I'm just not getting a new PB. Like, is what I'm doing here, like, worth it? Like, just from a core, just playing the game, like I'm not having fun. Like, simply put, I'm just not having fun. Like, is it worth it to push through these unfun days to get to days where I do feel like I have a real sense of accomplishment? Because, you know, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other, right? On a given day. And you kind of just have to ask, only you can answer that, is all I can say. In my case, I can absolutely say, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that even on my bad days, it's worth it for the good days. For the good days when I'm playing well and I do break through, get a new PB, or, you know, even if it's not like amazing, but like accomplish something, a real sense of accomplishment, not a false one. On the days where I have a real sense of accomplishment, it makes the hard days where I have a false sense of accomplishment or imposter syndrome or I'm not getting good runs, it makes those days worth it for me. But it might not be, that might not be the case for you. So I'm not going to tell you how to feel like about yourself. It's a it's a thing. Thanks, babe. It's a self-assessment type of thing. Like, and if you just, even when you accomplish something good in speedrunning, if you still have a negative self-assessment and it's still unfun, then I think it might not be the right hobby for you, if that's how it is. And I'm sorry to say, but for a lot of speedrunners, it's like that. Where even when they are doing good, they still hate it. I am not one of those speedrunners. Yes, JFK said, we speedrun not because it's easy, but because it's hard. You have to have a mindset like that. What JFK said about that, what was the original quote? It was like, we do blank because... You literally fill the speedrun part of that quote with anything. That's whatever JFK said, we do blank thing, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Like, so, you know, you got to go into it expecting to have bad days. That's my opinion about that whole, like, self-assessment, self-criticism. How do you keep going when it's hard? You just got to know that, I don't know, you just got to keep going. I don't really have any other way to put it. You got to be ready for that. I think that's my best advice, is you got to be ready for that.
I love you.
Thanks, babe. Love you so much.
I put some Parmesan on it, and I put a basil.
She put a basil leaf in here. It's really good.
There is actual basil. Love you. I hope it's delicious. Nah.
Love you. And then, you know, I know you said it, keeping content and stuff aside, but the truth is that by having a YouTube channel and a supportive stream, that keeps me going too. That helps solidify in my mind that it's worth it. So you can't really keep that aside on this topic, you know. This is delicious. You get a lot of skills doing speedruns. I think the biggest skill that you practice, and the biggest life skill that goes beyond speedrunning that you practice, it's not hand-eye coordination. It's not about being good. It's having self-discipline. I think all of what I'm talking about is like gets to the core of like, what does it mean to be disciplined? It means that you pursue one thing, you know, on a consistent basis, on a daily basis. When it's good, you do it. When it's bad, you do it. You don't quit. You rarely take days off. But you do something just over and over, or you just do one thing, and you just master it, you know? And it doesn't mean that it always has to be the exact same thing every day, or that, you know, you're not supposed to, you know... But there's, like, ways to do the same thing and keep it fresh for yourself, and, you know, I don't know. But you gotta have discipline in any case. And I think the answer to what you're saying, Freeze Champ, about like really you're asking how do you deal with bad days in speedrunning? It's like you just do. I'm sad. I mean, I'm not like it's not like it's wine and roses. It's like when I have a bad day speedrunning or a bad stream, I'll say, it really gets to me. It really does not make me feel good. I have all those same questions too about whether it's worth, you know, continuing or whatever. Dude, today I did not feel like streaming or practicing or anything today. I have a fucking massive headache right now from chugging coffee and smoking weed, which granted is my fault. But I mean, I just like some days you just can't, you know what I mean? And that's okay because we're human, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's being able to say that's okay and I'm gonna keep doing it anyways. That's discipline. And that's having like a really realistic self-assessment. Those are important skills to develop if you find yourself constantly in a negative spiral with something. With any hobby. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Patience, discipline. I think we're all talking about the same kind of thing here. Most people lack these qualities. I'm sorry to tell you. But these are qualities that get you very far in life. What's up, Sensei? Do I get YouTube Premium income on YouTube? I think if you have YouTube Premium, it's the same thing as if you have, like, for example, Twitch Turbo, and I play ads on my stream. It's the same thing with YouTube Premium, where, like, you won't see ads because you pay for Premium, but the money that you pay for Premium, in theory, is supposed to pay for the ad that you would be watching. So the answer is yes, I do get money. If an ad plays on YouTube, on my stream or on a video, and you have Premium and you don't see it, I still get the ad revenue from you for your view. I think that's how it works. That's the same thing with Twitch Turbo.
But these here waters...
I am led to believe that that's how it works. Now, how am I going to check that really works that way or not? Does it tell me how many of my viewers have Premium or not, and how many, you know, money? It just you have to just assume that that's how it is. You just have to take a Twitch at their word, I guess.
But I can't get any look at these subs patrolling around.
I don't fucking know. Discipline is greater than motivation. That's true. There's a lot of people in this world that have high motivation and low discipline. That's the most common thing you'll see. You'll very rarely see the other way around. And really, and I call people like that, I call them dreamers. Because that's what, there's a lot of dreamers in the world. And you know what? You gotta dream big. I mean, you gotta be able to dream big, you know? But if you're sitting here like always dreaming and not doing, well, now you're just like every other fucking bitch in the world. So... It's kind of like that. It's easy to create a symphony in your mind. It's another thing to, like, you know, play through all these situations and if I just do this and I get this thing and I spend money on this and I work on that and then I'll accomplish this and then whoop-de-doo and then I'll be where I want to be in life. Well, that's all fine and good to say to yourself in the mirror. That helps get your thoughts organized in a lot of ways to think that way. But you know, there comes a moment where you have to like actually do what you're saying. And it's never, the thing about it is that it's never as glamorous as you imagine in your mind when you're thinking about, oh, I want to be a streamer, I want to get a good speed run, I want to do, it's like the actual practice process here, my head, like I said, my head hurts, I don't feel like doing this, I'm barely making any progress right now. The reality is always harsher than whatever you imagine in your mind with motivation. So that's why the answer to your question earlier about like how do you deal with days where it's rough, or about like being depressed with like a hobby. It's not about like, oh, go get motivated. It's like that, maybe that'll work in the short term if you're like big about that, but it's really it's less about being a dreamer and more about being a realist. It's less about like, oh, okay, just remember that it's, you know, it's gonna be good again. Just remember that, you know, when times are bad, remember when time is good. You know, you guys know that meme? I don't even think that way. Like when I think about speedrunning, I think when time is bad, it's like, fuck this, I hate this, whatever, turn it off. And then I come back the next day and I fucking roll the dice again. Like, who knows, dude? I could have like 10 bad days in a row, you know? But in my mind, it is worth it for the one good day that may or may not come, you know? So I'm not even sitting here trying to like motivate myself or anything. I'm just like, I have to do now for me, it's just like, I feel like I have to do this. I have to play this game every day that I can. I have to be playing these games and practicing them. Even if it's like chill, like today, and I'm not even doing runs, at least like show up, do something, you know? That's just my outlook about it. It's not like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. It's like the opposite. It's like, this sucks, but fucking let's do it anyways, you know? I think the sooner you can get to that headspace, this sucks, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and that's all right. And I like it despite that. It's like, that's where you really start to build the fucking consistency. This sucks, I'm gonna do it anyways. If we all could say that about one thing in our life, this sucks, but I'm gonna do it anyways, all of our lives would be so much better. I feel like we experience that on like a very micro level. Like there's different scopes that we experience that feeling of, this sucks, but I need to do it anyways, I'm going to do it anyways. That could exist with something as inane as just doing chores, you know? Doing chores is like the perfect small scale example of that. It's like nobody wants to take out the trash, nobody wants to do the dishes, nobody wants to clean, you know? But when you suck it up and do it, you feel good about it. Like the same thing is true about a hobby or like a career. It's like there are going to be aspects about it that you just don't like, but rather than avoiding them, you just suck it up and just go for it. Except that like you have to do this shitty thing, or that you suck at this one thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me read what you guys are saying. Dude, I'm like not accomplishing anything here. I'm gonna head back to Evening Lake just to listen to the music. Oh, well, never mind. Get me out of this level. I'm gonna read what you guys are saying in just a sec. Hopefully we get the Evening Lake music. It might be 1.0, I don't know. Gotta pick my nose here. But yeah, that is similar, Rise. You disliked YouTube since they started to force ads on every video. It's actually not how it works, Karnos. If you have over 1,000 subs, you're in the YouTube Partner Program. So any channel with over 1,000 subs, they have the option to change the amount of ads that their viewers see. So most of the default monetization settings on YouTube just have them running ads, basically. So yeah, it might be more ads than before because YouTube is a shit company, whatever. Same thing with Twitch. But at the end of the day, if you're like an established creator, you have the ability to control the amount of ads to a degree that your viewers see. So if you see a shit ton of ads on my videos, part of that is me, and another part of that is Twitch kind of forcing me, if that makes sense. But there is a balance there. It's not just like it's not like I just throw my hands up and run maximum ads and just like, oh, well, YouTube sucks, you know, just point the finger. It's like, I can do something about it, you know, and that's what I've been doing lately, actually, is trying to run just as minimal ads as... I do run mid-rolls, but I try to run, like, as minimal as possible. And hopefully you guys have noticed that difference in the last month or two. But let me read what Freeze Champ is saying here. Freeze Champ says, like, on the topic of speedrunning being like a burnout type of thing, says, I understand my point of view. I may have lost a bit of that sense with time, maybe due to real life, maybe due to just being sick of gaming. I think it makes me probably overthink. I'm not sure if it makes you just spiral down and kill the whole sense of discipline. It's like an excuse, but maybe you're overthinking. I think you're on the money, Freeze Champ, if you're still here listening. I think you're absolutely on the money about all that. Because you're right, it is totally like an overthinking thing on one end. When you're talking about negative spirals, it's so important that you're able to realize that it is overthinking at the end of the day. It's like nobody is looking at it as like seriously and as like critically as you are about yourself. You got to remember that. And so it's good that you're able to, just even in that message, that you're able to say, well, hey, I'm probably overthinking things. You definitely are. And I do too. Like, it's just part of it, right? But yeah, kind of to touch on what you said though, about like, it's hard to just get out of that negative spiral. Like, yeah, it is. And it's not even that you have to, I feel like there are days where I don't get out of that. Like today I'm fine, but like, you know, I could sit here and be all fucking motivational fucking all day, but like, I'm gonna have days where I'm just like, fuck this game, fuck these, you know, fuck everything, you know, I'm just like upset, I'm just like fuming, you know, and it's just, that's just what it is. Like, I don't know how to, I'm not gonna sit here and justify that and say that that's good or anything. That shit sucks, dude, like, but it's all part of the journey. I think for me, it's like, okay, just like, you know that's gonna come. And if you know that you can handle it, then you continue. And if it's too much, then that's fair too, because that's like a negative. That shit sucks, y'all. Like when you're doing something and it's just like nothing's working, and you just are hating it. The more and more you do it, it's just I hate this. Like first hour, I hate this. Second hour, I hate this. First hour, I hate this. Second hour, I hate this even more. It's just like it's like you said, it's just a negative. Like fucking just quit, fuck everything. You're just pissed. It's like that shit is really ugly, and it's just like part of it. Like, you're never gonna really fully overcome that, I feel like. But I think also at the same time, some people can handle experiencing that. Some people are better equipped to handle experiencing days like that. I think I'm really well equipped emotionally. Like I have enough emotional health, I guess you could say, mental health, that I can handle days like that. I can handle putting myself through days like that. Even if it sucks in the moment, like I can wake up the next day and keep going. Now, if for you or for someone else here in the chat, like that might not be true. For some people, it's like you're doing something, even if it's something you care about or something you try really hard at, you might have like mental health problems or like some kind of depression or something that like when you are going down, it's not just for that day. It's like you have a bad day and that like ruins your whole month type of shit. Like, well, this might not be the hobby for you if this hobby incurs that, if this hobby causes that for you. But I get the feeling with most of us that it's not that extreme. For most of us, it's like it's just hard to see past a bad day, you know. But when you wake up, then like you just got to look at your own history with yourself. It's like if you've been doing this for a while and you've had a bad day, you have to ask yourself, the next day, do I feel better? That's a really important question to ask. Is like the next day, can I move on from that and just like do it again or do whatever, you know? I think that's like a huge marker of whether like a bad day is really like negatively impacting you or not. The bad day can compound if it's like, if a bad day turns into like just an endless bad cycle, you know? I'm not doing a full run today, Karnos. Sorry. I'm using something called practice codes. I'll link it in the chat for you, Dan. There you go. There's also a link to a Discord there, which you can't click on YouTube. But if you want, I can post it on YouTube as well. What's up, country boy? There's no justifications, just wait. Dude, Freeze Champ, you so get. I'm so glad we're having this talk, Freeze Champ, because you get it, man. You speedrun. I feel like not many people get where we're coming from in this hobby. Like, I feel like it's hard for me to relate with my viewers on this topic, like, in a really, like, real way. Because at the end of the day, I just end up sounding like some motivational fucking, like, guy or something about it, when really that's not what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you like other speedrunners, I really confide in my speedrunner friends that come into my chat and are willing to talk about these like kind of things about really fucking hating the hobby, you know, sometimes. There's no justifications, just ways to prove your point. It's just a moment, and the work you did is never in vain, even if you overthink it. I see the idea. I like this type of talks, yeah, just because different opinions or similarities. Yeah. I agree. If there's one thing that, like, I wish people who haven't gone through speedrunning like we have, Freeze Champ, just for the rest of the people in this chat, if there's one thing I want you guys to know, it's that, like, I didn't really get to where I was in any of these games by really believing in myself, or really, like, being motivated, or really believing that I could do any of the things that I've done. It really came from a place of me just accepting that I actually would not accomplish those things. It came from a place of acceptance, not motivation. I accept that I suck at these games. I accept, even in Spyro 1 and 120%, I accept that even if I have world record, I still think I suck. And as I'm approaching world record, I'm thinking I'll never get world record. And I accept that. And right now in Spyro 2 and 3, it's like, I'm never even going to be remotely, like, in the top 10. And I accept that. And even though those things aren't necessarily true, they're true right now in this moment, is the thing. They may not be true in the future, but you got to accept, like, reality, you know? And reality, like, really hits you like a train in speedrunning, because the fucking timer doesn't lie. You could spend days, weeks, months, years in a speed game and still be, like, a fucking pretty mid-level, pretty mid player, you know? Like, and it takes a lot of, not motivation, but I think acceptance and discipline to, like, really, like, self-acceptance is, like, a huge thing, I think. So yeah, I know I'm sounding like Mr. Motivation, but it's like, I'm trying to lead you guys away from the path of self-motivation and lead you to the path of self-acceptance. Motivation is like, oh, I want to do something that I haven't done yet. Oh, something that isn't your current reality. Self-acceptance is like, I suck, but let's continue. That's the shit that really gets you far in this hobby, I feel like. And that's, like, I think the element of it that I feel like, unless you also speedrun, you really don't get it, you know? It's hard to see it that way, because when I explain it, it sounds very self-deprecating. But it's very much like meant to be. It really is an uplifting, it's a freeing feeling to really just accept yourself where you're at in a game. God, dude, my head hurts. I might have to go offline, guys. I really cannot really accomplish much in this game right now. I will do runs of this tomorrow. I'm glad I did some. I played around a little bit in this game today, but I think I should just go eat this soup and go offline, because my headache's just getting worse the more I look at these screens. Yeah, Cookie, it's true with, like, learning music. It's true with any hobby. It's like the shit I'm telling you about. It's not about being motivated to do the thing. It's about, like, accepting that you suck at the thing and doing it anyway. That's, like, the key. That's the fucking huge key there. Okay, I'm gonna raid someone. Also, I'm gonna run a few more ads as well. Yeah. No, thank you for getting me talking about it, Freeze Champ. It's always a good talk. No, it's right, Saboom. Saboom's been getting some good runs today. Saboom's been going for a hot minute. He's still in the early game. He's probably gonna wind down soon, but who knows? He's also a fun thing. Oh, I did the wrong chat. One sec. fun thing with Saboom is here. Let me type in his name. Saboom. Reed. Oh, I didn't. Hello. Wrong message. /raid. There we go. Raid has been created. It only took me like 10 tries. The thing, the cool thing that Saboom's doing is, he's actually running against my world record splits. So you get to see, and thank God he's doing that, because he was running against some of best before, and it was giving people the wrong idea, I think, about his paces, about the true pace that he had. This running against my world record, I think, gives a lot more realistic of a gauge of his pace. And also, I'm just gonna say this. It also makes me feel, and I hate to admit this, it's so vain, but I get when Saboom is on like a really good pace, running against my splits, and he's like ahead, coming out of Peacekeepers, coming out of Artisans. He's like, oh man, he's like green on world record. He could be, and then seeing it slowly die like every run in Magic Crafters and or just at some point, it's like. It really, for me, I'm smiling like an evil bitch right now, because it's like, my ego is like, yes. Like, I know it's evil, because here's the other thing, is that even if like, if he does fail, it's like, yes, I'm good. And then if he doesn't fail, if he does really good, and beats my times, then that's also cool. It's like, also like, hey, nice, good job, you know, like, so I'm happy either way, I guess is how I should say it. But yeah, just completely admit. Oh, see you. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. And then yeah, see you, YouTube. Sorry, no raid. Are raids possible on YouTube? I don't know.